Hey guys, what is going on? Welcome back to your Lake Fork Guide. It's been a minute. I've been missing in action, and I want to apologize to each and every one of you right off the bat for being gone for the last couple weeks. Life can kind of throw some things your way sometimes that you're not really prepared to deal with, don't really know how to deal with. Sometimes you think you do, and then you get into them and it's worse than you thought. And I've had some pretty significant stuff happening off the water, and I hope that y'all can appreciate this. I don't want to go into details because I'd rather keep some of my personal life private, if that's okay with y'all. But it's been the most difficult process I've ever gone through. So it would have to be that to keep me from making content and doing what I love to do. You know, I worked for so many years and sacrificed time with my children and put a lot of work into getting this business built up to where it is, where I can fish every day for a living. And unfortunately, I've got something that's been happening that's honestly keeping me from it. I haven't fished very much lately, to be honest with you. It's been a bad deal. It's been a bad deal. It's been so bad that I've contemplated, should I keep doing this? Should I keep, you know, it's made me actually think about quitting my dream job, which is a difficult thing for me to even consider and process, but life's just hard sometimes. So that's where I've been. I've been gone. I've been dealing with some stuff off the water. Like I said, I haven't fished very much, which sucks. I hate it. And to be honest with you, I'm still kind of going through it. I'm still dealing with it, but I think we've kind of got things going the right direction now. So, and to be quite honest with you, there's probably a few people around Lake Fork, maybe more than a few. I don't know how many the number is exactly, but there's some that would love to see me never make another video again. They would love to see me not be around the lake anymore. They would make them really happy if I just kind of disappeared from the fishing world in general. And for all of those people, I can only say you must be out of your mind. Because listen, everything's true that I'm saying. I've been going through a hard time. There's no way I'm ever going to quit this. Are you kidding me? I love this. It has been killing me that I haven't been able to come out here and make this content every week, that I haven't been able to just spend the time on the water that I've become accustomed to spending. And one thing that I have learned for sure in this process is there is zero chance that I will ever quit doing what I'm doing, whether it's making the content and putting that out there or just being on the water every day. I'm doing that the rest of my life. So if you like what we do, you like the videos, you're in good shape. We're back. We got 7 videos coming this week. Some days we'll have multiple uploads per day. Just a little makeup, a little, hey, we're sorry for being gone. We're going to work extra hard this week to put out a whole bunch of videos, some really good content. We got Brandon Polinick on the channel this week, Kelly Jordan on the channel this week. We got some fish catch footage coming. We got a day on the water coming with a couple of younger guys that were guide customers on. We filmed the guide trip with them. It was a great time. So a lot of good stuff coming up on the channel this week. We're back in full go. Videos will be coming soon. I also realized when I was kind of taking inventory of things while I was kind of dealing with some other stuff, we haven't filmed on Lake Fork in like forever. So we're going to get back on Lake Fork sometime in the next couple weeks and get you guys some good video content from Lake Fork hopefully. Now, it's going to take me a while. I'm out here today. We're not filming today. I am giving myself a few days here to get my feet back under me because I haven't been on the water as much. And Lake Fork's not always the easiest lake to dial in. So we're going to get back on Lake Fork. And as soon as we get it dialed in a little bit, we're going to bring the cameras out for a day. The next opportunity we have after that. And we'll get you guys a video from Lake Fork as well. And we'll try to film a lot from Lake Fork because I know it's been a while, and that's kind of weird how that's worked out that way. It's just kind of happened. It wasn't intentional. It just kind of occurred that way. But yeah, so we're here, we're back. Hey, ZW's videos are coming back. We got several videos in the can with Zach Watts on the Fish Life Outdoors playlist. Those are coming back as well. We've got some really cool hog hunting footage coming with him where you actually see some catch dogs getting after a big hog. So that's pretty awesome. He's got some fishing videos that he's done, and he's been catching some good fish in some of those videos. So we got everything that you guys are accustomed to, the seminars, the live, the top 5 baits for Thursday night. Hadn't happened the last couple weeks. This Thursday night, that'll be happening. Tomorrow on Tuesday over on Facebook, we'll do our Tackle Talk Tuesday live on Facebook tomorrow evening. So go check that out on the Facebook page, the Your Lake Fork Guide Facebook page as well. And also the Fish Life app. I wanted to take time today to say thank you to all of you that use the Fish Life app. We actually, you know, fishing, January is not usually the biggest fishing month of the year by any means. I mean, people start thinking about it, the hardcore guys get out there, but it by no means is the most number of boats on the lake in January. In fact, it's usually, like, I can't see one in sight, and this is one of the most popular creeks on Lake Fork. and it's February, so January is usually a pretty empty time on the lake. And January of 2020 was the biggest month on record for the Fish Life app ever. Better than all of our spring and summer months last year, better than anything we've done. So I want to thank all of you that are using the Fish Life app on a regular basis so much from the bottom of my heart. That is so awesome, man. That is like the biggest dream of mine, because that's the way that I can help the most amount of people catch more and bigger fish is through that app. So thank each of you that are using that. If you don't use it and you're curious, it will be linked in the description. It's an app where we have all different kinds of lakes, where guys like me on Lake Fork, I do the Lake Fork package. We update fresh spots every month, telling you exactly what areas to fish, what type of baits are working best there right now. The information's always current. We're always changing it and updating it. And then also we have a community package where you can go in and subscribe to an entire region. Like you can get Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Louisiana. That's the Mid-South region. You can go in there and view. There's over 100 spots marked on there. It's only $7 a month on the community package, and that's designed for you guys to be able to upload your own spots. There's an add a spot feature on there where you can share information with each other, building a community, creating a community where we all help each other catch more and bigger fish in a way that's better than it has ever been done. The information's always kept current and accurate, even on the community package. We verify each spot that gets uploaded, so unlike other fishing apps, there's never any garbage on there. There's never a private lake on there. There's never some ditch a kid caught a bluegill in or whatever. And on top of that, the spots only live for 60 days once they're approved. So the information is always current, always the most accurate information you can find on any fishing app. You guys keep doing that. It's an awesome deal. You know, honestly, we're not just raking in the money off of it, because everything we do on there is fairly cost effective for the work that goes into it. We try to charge you guys and give you the best deal we possibly can. It's not about the money on that deal. It's really not about the money for me on that deal. It really is about building something that can help the most amount of people that has ever been helped catch more and bigger fish. That's my goal, and that's a big lofty goal. I know it's a stupid, crazy goal, but that's the idea behind it. That's what it's driven by. So thank y'all for using the Fish Life app the way you have. More people than ever before in the month of January, and I can't wait to see how February went at the end of the month. All good things, all coming your way. Right now we said Brandon Palaniuk's on the channel this week. I kind of lied. He's on the channel right now. We're going to go to an interview that I got to do with Brandon Palaniuk back when I was at the Fun and Sun show that I never did air. I never got around to putting it in a video. It was a really good interview. It was quick. He was kind of in a hurry. He had to get on the stage, but Palaniuk did a great interview with us. He is a really cool guy, and just the first time I've ever been face to face and got to talk with him, and he's a really neat guy, really nice guy to talk to. He seems like an awesome dude. So I guess I'm sorry for being gone. Hopefully y'all will forgive me. We did have a lot of crazy stuff happening in my personal life. We got that deal kind of situated, working through it enough so to where I will be back on the water full time now, bringing you guys the content that hopefully y'all love, because I sure do love bringing it to you. So that being said, I'll see you next time. Right now, let's go holler at Brandon Palaniuk. Well, guys, check this out, man. I'm rolling around up here at the Fun and Sun show. Great show. We told you some of the best in the business are here, and in case you thought I was lying, Brandon Palaniuk.
Here we are.
Man, thank you so much.
Yeah, dude, thank you.
Appreciate you taking the time to do this.
Yeah.
And, man, back at BASS now.
Yep.
Big deal. You excited about that, I'm sure, obviously?
I am excited about it. They got a really good schedule this year.
Yes.
I'm excited to be fishing that format again.
Of course.
Even though that's not what it's all about,
right.
But I'm excited to fish that. And I mean, talking about schedule, we're going to Fork. You fish Fork a bunch.
Watch this channel or Fork centric. I am a Lake Fork homer,
and so hopefully everyone that's watching this comes out to that event.
Absolutely.
We're going there right before the Skeeter Owners Tournament, so we'll be there like early June.
Y'all are gonna have some armadas. They're gonna be pre-fishing.
You guys, yeah, they'll be pre-fishing. You guys know what happens in early June. It could be an absolute. I mean, it was really good last year when those guys fished it, and it could be just as good or better this year.
So my deal is knowing that lake the way that I do and being as familiar with it as I am. We saw the deal in 2014 where Keith Combs blew it out and had 110 pounds in 3 days. Some of the best bass fishing, tournament fishing's ever seen. The all-time record is for 4 days. It's like 130 pounds in Lake Falcon back in 2008. There is a very, very realistic chance that that goes down this year at that tournament?
It could. It depends on what the weather does, how the fish get set up, and I mean, like, really the best thing is that, like, we have all those fish hold up shallow, and then that week they go deep. You know, like that's,
if you're the first ones on those deep,
that's the best scenario for us to break that type of a record. If the fish are spread out, where some are shallow, some are deep, mixed in between, the weights will still be phenomenal, but to break a weight that's high, like, you need that big concentration of fish, and they need to be fresh and hungry and ready to go.
Well, the other thing you have working against you a little bit that time of year is, depending on how the spawn works out, if it works out where the spawn kind of wraps up early, then some of those fish will put weight back on. But if the spawn lingers on into May, then some of those fish are going to be at some of their lowest weights. So it's going to be that much harder to get the big weights. But I just know what goes down in late May, early June,
big
Lake
ones.
Fork, and there's just numbers of big, huge bass that are hungry. And so you can catch a lot of big ones in one day, whereas some other times of year maybe you can't catch as many big ones in one day as you can that time of year. So and I know everybody's watching this is like shaking, waiting for that event. That should be
it's going to be awesome, and we're able to not worry about the slot limit in that event, right? I mean, that's the biggest thing with Fork, is when you talk about tournaments on Fork. If you have to worry about the slot limit, then it's really tough, because to catch, what is it, 24 inches?
24 inches at the top of the slot.
So to catch one over 24, like, very rarely are you going to weigh in 5 over 24.
Really. And I will say something that speaks to that is, as a guide out there, I've had more 10-pounders in my boat that are in the slot than 10-pounders over the slot.
Exactly.
So you can catch like 5 10-pounders and not have a keeper. You know, so it's really weird. So that format, your format of weighing them in the boat with the TTBC back in the day, kind of started it. And then now as this carried on and it's starting to expand, that really opens up Lake Fork, which has never really been a stop for you guys. Well, now it is. Because you can use that format.
Big time.
That's amazing. So that's great. One thing I wanted to talk to you about when I saw you standing over here, I was like, I gotta go talk to him about this. One of my favorite tournaments of all time, one of my favorite tournament performances of all time, wasn't a win. And it was you in New Orleans. KVD ended up pulling out the win, but you were really new. Was that your first classic?
It was my first classic. It was my first, like, true professional event at that point. I'd never fished
through
the Federation.
The Federation.
So I had never fished any of the Opens or anything.
Homage.
Exactly.
That was really cool. Really cool.
So that event was amazing. That was kind of where the fishing world figured out who I was, or even knew that I was a person in the fishing scene.
That was the deal. It was one of my favorites because you were a guy from the Federation, from a tier down organization that qualified in the Classic. You were kind of the Cinderella story, and you were like duking it out with, at that time, the GOAT kind of. He was at the peak of his reign, and that was a really, really fun event for me to watch. One of my favorite tournaments of all time.
It was a very surreal feeling.
So talk to us about that tournament a little bit. Tell us the story of that event.
So really, I had went down there, I knew I qualified to win, I pre-practiced, and I found an area, and I'd actually planned on fishing down in Bayou Black. I looked at what the conditions had done in the past with the water coming up. I figured the Mississippi would blow out a lot of that Venice water and everything, and I found a lot of kind of dead-end canals and stuff in Bayou Black where I thought that time of year the water would come up, it'd start to warm up, it'd stay clear, and those big fish could pull in there and get ready to spawn. And when we showed up there, the water was lower, it was colder, like they had record cold, record cold winter, like typical if you're gonna fish your first major event ever, things aren't gonna go as planned. And I remember reading through all my research that they had done a bunch of stocking, they put in this new freshwater diversion that ran into Catawachi, and everyone was talking about these big fish. And for me, it was all about looking at that and saying, well, I have nothing else. They live in there somewhere, and I'm just going to go find them. And I rolled in there, and everyone's fishing around the bank, pretty much doing the same thing, flipping, cranking down the bank. And I look, and there's one piece of wood that I can see sitting out in the middle of what they call the tank pond. And at home, we have a bay that sets up very similar to that. It's kind of flat, and early in the year when the fish first pull up, they'll get on any wood they can find, if it's in the middle of the bay or not. And I saw that, and so I just kind of trolled over there, and I flipped out there, and I got bit instantly. And I was like, okay, there's something to this. And I see another place, and I hop in my boat, start to idle over there, and I run into a couple stumps, and I stand up and I see all those stumps, and I just went around and I marked all those stumps, and we had, I mean, literally the perfect storm. Like, the wind switched, came out of the south, pushed all the water back in, the water rose, it got hot after it had been record colds, and all those fish came at one time to spawn. And they were spawning on all those stumps, and I had went around and marked all of them when that water was low. And so by the time the tournament came, there was new fresh fish that were moving in every day. And it was,
that's the perfect scenario right
and
there.
you had no idea like who was going to be around, and it ended up being me, Kevin Van Dam, Aaron Martins, and Scott Rook.
Big deal. No big deal. Not an important crowd.
Yeah.
Nothing to see here.
I find myself all of a sudden realizing that I have to beat the guys that I've been trying to just like learn from and try to be as good as.
Well,
and now all of
to an industry and all that, right?
yeah, now it's all of a sudden I have to be better than the guys that I looked up to, and that was a pretty crazy feeling.
That is, I kind of empathize with that scenario as far as that feeling that you just referred to, because on a very much smaller scale, when I was trying to become a guide at Lake Fork, you know, Lake Fork's got some legendary names that roll out on the pond every day. And you see these guys at the boat ramp, and you're like, I'm supposed to keep up with them today? Like, I'm supposed to perform like they do? And so I understand that feeling. But, you know, at the end of the day, it is, you know, fishing. We're all passionate about it, and if you can kind of block that out. And for me, the way it worked for me was I had to just, okay, I know Mark Pack's right there, and I'm supposed to be as good as him today, but I'm not going to worry about Mark Pack. I'm just going to focus on what I'm doing. And I played a lot of golf at one time, and I think that probably helped, because in golf it's very much that way where you got to not worry about the other players. You got to play your game on that course, and that's kind of how I approached the bass fishing deal, and it really helped me. And man, that was an awesome tournament. And what's really cool too about what you said was you took something you learned at home. And one thing, when people ask me how do you become a better fisherman, number one thing is pay more attention to every detail. And so that was something that you paid really close attention to detail at home, translated that all the way across the country, completely different environment, but something, a bass is a bass. You give them the same environment, they'll react the same way. And you were able to do that far away from home. That's really cool.
Exactly.
Yep, sharing that with us,
they're a product of their environment, right? And so whatever the situation is, if you have the same conditions, they're still going to react the same, and no matter what body of water it is. So you always try to keep that in mind.
Absolutely.
Good point.
That's cool. Man, what are you looking forward to the most this year? What are you most excited about this year? I mean, I know you've had a lot of changes with the deal, different tours and all that, but what's the one thing that gets Brandon Palaniuk's motor humming the most right now about this fishing season?
I'm probably looking forward to the Northern Swing.
Is that right?
Yeah, I've got 3 weeks in a row where I go Waddington, Champlain, and then go to Oneida for the Open, and those for me are awesome. Right, like, so I'm gonna go fish those 3 events back-to-back weeks, and those are, you know, arguably like 3 of my favorite places to fish. So to do that 3 weeks in a row is pretty cool.
Well, if we have time, can I do one more question?
Yeah. I think I gotta go speak soon, but I think we're good.
Favorite technique, and just a quick synopsis on some tips for the viewers on that technique.
So since most of you guys are fork people, this will be good. They are calling my name, so I gotta go soon. But I love throwing Stormarashi glide bait.
Glide bait?
Yes, glide bait fishing, favorite way to do it.
That is a big deal.
I throw it on a Alpha Angler wide glide. It's a 7.9 heavy and a Daiwa Tatula 150, 20-pound Tatsu fluoro, and that's, for me, you have to have a setup for that, right?
You got the right rod.
You got to have the right rod, reel, line, everything to. You need bigger setup. You're not throwing it on a spinning rod.
Are we slow with twitches?
And so, and I've smashed them on it at Fork, and I probably shouldn't talk about it before we go there. but the thing is that I can work that in and around the trees, right? So I can twitch side to side, but most of the time it's good, slow. And what you do is you do 3/4 handle turns. So it's like quick 3/4, slow quarter, quick 3/4, slow quarter, and that allows that bait to slide side to side with slack in your line, and then just hang on.
Hang on when it is a try. I've been there.
And throw it around. Throw it around whatever you can. Throw it in and around any type of cover. But man, it's fun. Yeah. As soon as March starts rolling up, you guys need to be throwing it.
That's right. Hey, thank you so much for doing this.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Well, guys, that wraps it up from the Fun and Sunboat Show. What a great event. Always is every year, never disappoints. Got the interview a guy I've never done before, Brandon Palaniuk. What a great interview that was. Thank you, Brandon, for doing that with us. Got to hear my boy, the Hack Attack. That's my, in case you didn't, that's my spirit animal. Greg Hackney is my spirit animal. And we got to listen to some great knowledge from him as well. So, cool event. Make sure next January you don't miss out on the Fun and Sun Boat and Tackle Show. If you like fishing, you need to get here. Hey, I sincerely appreciate each and every one of you took time to click on this video and watch it. Hey, if you liked this video, give us a thumbs up. Drop us a comment down below. Let us know what you thought about the video. Ask us any questions you might have. We'd be happy to answer every single one of them. And we will see you next time right here on your Lake Fork Guide.